Dinos might get most of the glory in museums and on screen, but when dinosaurs roamed the Earth is still a bit of a blip compared to the entire time the planet has been around. Many of the more famous prehistoric beasts gained notoriety because there's something about them, be it the size of their teeth, that they're covered in spikes, or their sheer size, that elicits an ancient sense of dread in our mammalian brains. There's been life on Earth for about 4 billion years, and a lot of it has been freaking terrifying. Great job, evolution. We'll all be having bad dreams tonight. Today, we have the list of top 10 most terrifying extinct animals that once roamed our world. Number 10. Meganeura. Dragonflies are harmless and nice to look at. Then again, their wingspans top out at around a couple of inches. Hold out your arm. The distance from your fingertips to your shoulder is probably in the neighborhood of 28 inches, which, it so happens, is also the wingspan of the biggest insects ever to fly. They lived during the same time as Arthropleura, a period known as the Carboniferous. Scientists are still debating why these insects evolved to be so huge. Some think insects are limited in size by the amount of oxygen they're able to take in. Hence, the concentration of oxygen in the atmosphere controls how big it can grow. During the Permian, atmospheric oxygen levels were higher, which allowed these insects to grow to enormous sizes. Number 9. Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus is one of the most spectacular and horrible creatures that ever stalked the Earth. It had an elongated skull, much like a crocodile, and a snout filled with approximately 64 straight canissal teeth. Spinosaurus, which was longer and heavier than Tyrannosaurus, is the largest known carnivorous dinosaur. Evidence suggests that it was semi-aquatic, so there was nowhere to escape from this fish and dinosaur-devouring monster. In 2014 and 2018, new size estimates based on a more complete study suggest a weight of 7.1 to 8.3 short tons and a length of 49 to 53 feet. The newest estimates indicate a weight of 7.1 to 8.3 short tons. Number 8. Jaekelopterus. 3 words, giant sea scorpion. Named after Otto Jaekel, Jaekelopterus is currently the largest known eurypterid, even bigger than the more famous Pterygotus. Again, this demonstrates how the orthopods grew to giant proportions, continuing to remain unknown in today's living orthopods. This 8-foot-long orthopod lived in the water and had pincher claws. Jaekelopterus had segmented bodies with multiple specialized limbs, some with spikes. They had spring-loaded claws to snatch up fish as they passed by, with the largest having an 18-inch spiked foot. Imagine finding the molt of one of these monsters on the shore just before going swimming. Now that's terrifying. Number 7. Smilodon. With their long, dagger-like canines protruding from the sides of their mouths, saber-toothed cats are one of the most iconic Ice Age mammals. The Smilodon lived in North America until around 13,000 years ago, which means it's probably overlapped with early human inhabitants. It was around the size of modern lions and tigers, but with a massive upper body strength to wrestle its prey to the ground. Saber-toothed cats were not only hypercarnivores with 6-inch long fangs, but evidence from our site indicates that they hunted in packs, says Emily Lindsay, PhD assistant curator and excavation site director at the La Brea Tar Pits and Museum in Los Angeles. It would then use its serrated, long fangs to give a killing bite to the throat, or a stabbing wound to the lungs of its victim. Number 6. Arthropleura. This is not something you want to see crawling around the woods when you're out for a hike. And more than 6 feet long, these millipede-like creatures were the biggest arthropod, a group that includes invertebrates like insects, spiders, and crustaceans, that have scuttled around on the Earth, or at least it's the biggest one we know about so far. Though it was herbivorous, likely feeding on dead plant matter, like modern millipedes, it still has a scare factor. Just because it won't try to eat you doesn't prevent it from being creepy while it scuttles about. Arthropleura could move and maneuver quickly, undulating hundreds of legs in rhythm to nauseate and disturb anyone watching. Number 5. Terror bird. Their scientific name is neither particularly intimidating nor easy to remember, so let's refer to these large, flightless carnivorous birds by their colloquial name, terror birds. Terror birds, which got as big as 10 feet tall, developed in South America around 60 million years ago, during a period where there were few other predators on the continent, like wolves and saber-toothed cats. Terror birds' beaks were so strong and sharp that they could kill other animals by striking their heads downwards and fatally cracking their skulls, until they went extinct 2 million years ago. Number 4. Quetzalcoatlus. Terrifying animals didn't occupy only the ground and the water. Imagine a predatory creature the size of a giraffe with a 33-foot wingspan flying through the air. Quetzalcoatlus was the largest known flying animal to have ever lived. They lived during the Cretaceous period, alongside dinosaurs, and might even have eaten smaller ones. A few skeletons of Quetzalcoatlus have been found, including some rather complete skeletons. They show that Quetzalcoatlus was indeed a pterosaur with a very large skull, and it may have spent quite a bit of time hunting on the ground as well. Quetzalcoatlus lived in North America, and most of their remains have been found in Texas. Fossils show that they were covered with hair, which probably helped them regulate their body temperature during flight. Number 3. Helicoprion. The mystery of this bizarre fish starts with a weird fossil and numerous attempts to figure out what it was and how to classify it. Helicoprion puzzled paleontologists and ichthyologists for over a century. Helicoprion, meaning spiral saw, is an extinct genus of whorl-toothed sharks that first arose in the oceans of the late Carboniferous, approximately 280 million years ago, and survived the Permian-Triassic extinction event, and eventually went extinct during the early Triassic, some 225 million years ago. Strangely, they have no upper teeth, so this creature could disgustingly gum and bite you at the same time. The jaw would close, rotating the teeth backward, much like a circular saw blade. It probably fed on the soft bodies of squid and other cephalopods. Number 2. Megalodon. The Megalodon makes the great white shark look like your goldfish. This 59-foot-long shark lived and hunted in the same waters as Leviathan Melville. It had massive 7-foot-wide jaws containing 5 rows of around 276 compressed, blade-like teeth, made to cut and grasp powerful prey. According to some studies, a Megalodon's bite was strong enough to crush a car. Amazingly, most of what scientists know about this mega predator comes from studying its teeth. Like modern sharks, the rest of its skeleton is cartilage, which decomposes much more rapidly than bone, and leaves few fossils. Number 1. Titanoboa. If the movie Anaconda scares you, then we got something scarier. Titanoboa is the largest snake that ever existed. Titanoboa was a 42-foot-long snake that lived during the Paleocene epoch. It likely hunted much like crocodiles do, lurking, partially submerged, at the water's edge, so that it could ambush thirsty, unsuspecting animals. Titanoboa appeared not long after the dinosaurs went extinct, perhaps filling a niche left open by the disappearance of the world's former top predators. It lived in the rainforests of South America, where temperatures were warmer than the tropics of today. This allowed the cold-blooded reptiles to grow larger than modern reptiles can. The snake would have Indiana Jones trembling in his fedora. Our planet has been around for a lot longer than the dinosaurs' reign, and as it turns out, nature has been quite adept at producing nightmare-inducing monsters other than dinosaurs. To think that dinosaurs are the only scary inhabitants of our prehistoric past would be a big, big mistake. That is it for today's video. Which of these extinct animals do you find most terrifying? Comment it down below. Please give us a like and subscribe to our channel, District 10 TV, for more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video.